Nicholas, thank you very much for joining me for this Coffee with the Editor. Congratulations for your recent appointment as the CEO of the Lobito Atlantic Railway. I think it's quite exciting.
Yes. It's a very exciting opportunity. I've been working now for LAR since the 1st of May. Initially, I took the handover, make sure that I visited, all the railway. I took the full train, trip from Kolwezi to Lobito. So I had a fantastic experience to see the state of the rail itself, the state of the rolling stock, and obviously all the people who will be working with me, and also the station and the various I would say stakeholders. So the CFB on one side and the SNCC on the RDC side. So it's been a fantastic journey, and I'm super excited to work with this Angolese company based in Lobito.
Having done your little trip up to Kolwezi, what is the track like? I mean, I understand you are going to be doing some rehabilitation. So what is the current track condition like?
The Angola side, we know we have been doing quite a lot of refurbishment with assistance of our shareholder, both Trafigura and Mota-Engil. The track right now is improving day by day. We've been changing quite a lot of sleepers. We've been putting a lot of ballast. We've been changing a lot of rail. Slowly but surely rehabilitating some of the stations, sort of the crossing loops. So we are right now capable on doing up to 50 kilometers per hour on the Angolese side for passenger train. We limit it still at 45 for our cargo train, just to test and to make sure that the rail and our operation are smooth. We still got some points, where we reduce the speed. We had at the beginning 230 months by month, reducing this. 2 months ago we were at 138 points, where we had to reduce, and as you can imagine, the plan is to be at 0. We're going with a very methodical refurbishment of the line. So right now, on the Angolese side, we are doing the trip from Lobito to Luau at the border in 2 days, basically. Yeah? So that's becoming very, very efficient. We intend to reduce slightly further, but we will be at some stage capable of doing the return trip in probably 3 days. So from Lobito to Luau and Luau to Lobito. On the SNCC, so on the RDC line, it's not directly under my responsibilities. The refurbishment of the line, it's done through our shareholders that have been done pre-financing and to SNCC. And so we assisting SNCC to conduct the work of the repair. We are doing, so actually I've seen it first, and I've done, the trip from Kolwezi to Dilolo at the border in less than 38 hours. But we obviously stop at a lot of stations and everything, so it can be done faster. So there is some point, I will say, some subsection of the rail, especially just after Kolwezi to Kiala, which are still need some refurbishment, and then there is another part when you come closer to the border needs some serious reinforcement. So we can go. We went up to 35 kilometers per hour as a maximum on the Kolwezi to Dilolo portion, but obviously there is some part when we go down to 10 to 15 kilometers. But we've done the trip with the equivalent weight of what will be a commercial cargo type of train in 4 nights and 5 days. We got 1,289 kilometers of rail in Angola, and 450 between the border of Angola and Kolwezi. So, around 1,800 kilometers, if my maths are okay. of a journey. The progress are significant. The investment we've done in order to carry on this repair or replacement has been significant, but it starts to really it's a totally usable line by now. When we took the concession with the CFB in Angola, which is a 30 years concession, we took lots of the employees of CFB, Camino Ferra de Benguela, the line, but also we've been training a lot of new employees. So we got 2 training schools, one in Lobito and one in Wambo. In Wambo, it's actually a university where we train some conductor as well as their assistants. So it's a program of 10 months where we took some young graduates and we trained them to become, conductor or assistant.
So I would assume the more cargo you start moving and the quicker you start turning things around in terms of your return trips, the more job opportunities there really are for the local people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were... when we took over, we took the rail and the port, and we also got a mineral port, but altogether, there were 450 employees, and now we are 945 direct employees. So we've been creating a lot of jobs at the port, but mainly on the rail, I would say, operation.
We've spoken about the line, the condition of the line. I wanted to know if you're putting in any smart technology as you're going along. I mean, are you upgrading the signaling? Are you putting in some predictive maintenance? Are you making use of future technology to bring in that efficiency for your track infrastructure?
We're definitely looking at ROT systems in order to make sure. So we're preparing for this. At this point in time, we got some basic tracking system. Frotasoft we are using. So all our locomotives have got GPS. Every locomotive driver got satellite phone and everything. But yeah, obviously as much as the traffic, as long as the traffic will be increasing, we'll need to develop and put some more new technologies, and we are monitoring this. I've got an asset and investment division that are definitely looking at these technologies in order to get ready when the traffic will be increasing significantly, which we hope will be quite soon.
So I hope so too, because what are the current volumes and what were the projections?
There is a bit of a particularity on the Angolese side, so we are totally managing the cargo movement, but we also, because there is on the lines there is also some passenger trains. So we working with CFB on this. We're doing all the signaling, the planning for both our operation and the CFB passenger activity. Here I will really give you the actual and the projection in terms of cargo only. At this point in time, we're receiving to our ports what we call the imports. So we're receiving and moving by rail. For 2025, we're looking at 120,000 tons of bulk material that we are putting into container and we are moving per year. So 120,000 tons of bulk materials that goes from Lobito to Kolwezi. And we're going to achieve the year same thing with 120,000 tons of minerals that will have moved from Kolwezi to Lobito. We are targeting to double this in 2026, so 240 and 240. And in 2027, we're looking at 750,000, double every year. Obviously, we will not continue exponential like this. Right now, we say I will give the next 2 years and a half projection. So 1.5 million in 2027, 750,000 each side.
There's a lot of advantages moving it by rail. So not only just all the commodities by rail, so not only just in turning things around quicker, but there's the environmental aspect as well. And I think you guys are pushing from an environmental perspective, the green transport for rail and your corridor.
One thing which is important to note is what we're moving from Kolwezi is copper at this point in time, which is very important for the transformation of the world of tomorrow and having a more of an environmental friendly kind of system. As you know, the train is, after the bicycle, is probably the second more clean and environmental friendly mode of transportation. Especially if you compare with the other alternative. I mean, obviously right now, in order to link the Congo, which is really in the heart of Africa, to either the Indian Ocean or the Atlantic, there is other means. You can go by road to Durban, you can go by road to Beira, or you can go by road to Dar es Salaam. So number one, you were saying the timing. We can do, the rail from Kolwezi to Lobito in 5 days, while the other are all in excess of 30 to 35 days as a minimum. And then after there is congestion in this port, which we don't have over here. But second, we are secured. It's far more secure to, we're moving everything by container. The container are 20-foot container put on a 40-foot wagon, and we put it door to door. So there is no means of breaking down or stealing the copper, which happen on trucks. Third point is it's far more safer. Obviously, there is very, very low impact on the community we are crossing with the rail. There is a very few accidents, if any, with, again, the community compared to the truck where it's really a big hazard. And then obviously, yes, our carbon footprint compared to, having one train compared to 50 trucks, it's a no-brainer. It's a complete revolution for the environmental impact.
We're talking about the freights. I am thinking that as your speeds start increasing and you're able to really kind of hit your tonnages, that you'll probably find more freight to move. So there is room to grow. Am I correct?
Yes. We're moving as we're going to increase our our capability. We're going to diversify it on all the cargo and the different items we'll be moving. We already do a lot of domestic, in addition to what I describe as more our international cargo movement. We're doing a lot of already domestic movement. So we're moving within Angola, fuel, LNG. We are moving food. We are moving cement. We are moving, and as I mentioned, we are doing a lot of passenger helping, assisting and working together with CFB to move people.
I'm wondering how you're managing with the headway and the train planning or scheduling between freights and passenger. Obviously you want to move more freights, but you still have to move your passengers. How are you finding the prioritization around that? I'm sure it's governed by your concession agreement as well.
Yeah, it is defined clearly on the concession agreement. The passenger got the priority. So we're managing the planning, we're managing the signaling, we're managing the coordination. But for the passenger, it is not our rolling stock, it is not our locomotive, it is not our driver. But we support them. So if there is a derailment or any minor issue with our partner, the CFB, we are the one who are doing the intervention and putting them onto the rail.
My next question is actually around the rolling stock. So you've answered the first part in terms of the passenger side. You've just received some wagons that Galison is manufacturing for you here in South Africa. What other rolling stock do you have on order, and what does the forward projection look like?
We are receiving, we got two, because we are on a rapid ramp up, so we couldn't get only one supplier. So we selected two suppliers. One from South Africa, which is Galison, one from China, which is CRRC. And on top of this, we took, some rolling stock from, CFB. But we have a different way of acquiring this rolling stock with Galison, because obviously it's coming from South Africa. We're receiving like six wagon a month. So they produce, it's kind of direct. They finish the production of 6, they send it to us. While for the CRRC wagon, we're taking it by batch. So we receive 100 wagon 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago from CRRC, and we will be receiving 170 from them in June next year. Altogether, right now, we got around 400 wagon between the existing CFBs, the Galison one, and the newly 100 we receive with CRRC, and then we will be receiving, as I say, every month we're receiving 6 from Galison and 170 more. And we keep on ordering, as a product. So we making the manufacturer happy on this project.
How many locomotives do you currently have, and will you be buying more?
No, the locomotive, we inherited of lots of CFB locomotives that we are refurbishing. We got a park of around 30 locomotives that have been passed on to us. Right now, at this point in time, 1st of August, we had 14 in service. I think by today we are at 16. By the end of the year, definitely we'll be at 21. They are in good shape because they didn't been used too much, so we can put them in place. But we got a different setup in DRC, which I don't manage. And DRC, my shareholder, manages this. But we renting locomotive from Traction. So we got. By the end of the year, we will have 8 of them. Plus, also we use Traction for shunting. So we've got one shunting locomotive from Traction here, and we are in the process of receiving a second one.
How are you finding the funding? I mean, there's been so much talk about how much money is going to be, put into the Lobito Corridor. Is it all coming on stream as intended, or are there a few teething problems?
One thing which is quite important, or two things actually, which are quite important to clarify. So, we are LAR, so Lobito Atlantic Railway, and, there were lots of discussion about the Lobito Corridor. So we are not the Lobito Corridor, we are a commercial company.
So let's separate that, because it is one, when everybody's talking about, the Lobito Corridor, and then you guys have come along and you've established your brand and you're part of the Mota-Engil and the Trafigura and all the rest of it. Some people don't actually understand how that framework works. So this is a good time to unpack it for us.
Yeah, no, exactly. So the Lobito Corridor, it's plenty of different projects along the Lobito Corridor. There will be some agriculture plans. There will be all kind of different real estate and all this. For us, we are only a part of this Lobito Corridor initiative where there will be these billions dollars investments that everybody speak about. We are a commercial company, and we are, of course, essential to the Lobito Corridor, but we are only a part of the mix. We are the port of, the mineral port. We have the concession of the mineral port of Lobito, and we got the concession on the railway. And also, just to clarify, there is a lot of talk about the Zambia part. Mm-hmm. So no, for us right now, our remit are really Lobito to Kolwezi, maybe Lumumbashi in RDC, but this project on the Zambia part, it's being discussed with the European Union, all kinds of World Bank and everything, and then if there is a tender one day, for sure we may participate or not participate, but. So I just defined clearly what we are. So far, all the investment that have been done both in Angola and in Congo has been done by my shareholders. So self, financed by funds that are there. So by Mota-Engil and by Trafigura, they have invested or spent already, more than $500 million in Angola and some significant money in Congo. And we are in discussion with DBSA in South Africa as well as DFC in order to do a loan. So that's following the normal process. We are obviously asking for a substantial, quite a big loan. So it's, as you can imagine, it's taking a long time to finalize. We are also looking at the various scenarios to know exactly how much we want to loan, because as you can imagine, the interest rate on this loan are not cheap. So we are making sure we just borrow what we need. It's going pretty well, the discussion with both DBSA and DFC. But it's taking the normal time for this kind of amount.
Oh, absolutely, and it would be, because everybody's into these feasibility studies and making sure things are bankable, and all the things that go around making sure that a project is bankable. In your new position as CEO, a list of top 3 things that you would like to really see come to fruition, and that can be part of our closing statement.
We are an Angolese company. We are a young startup over there, even if our shareholders are very significant player in the business side. It's very important for me to make sure that we develop the people both here in Angola and in Congo. It's very important to highlight that we already at out of the 945 employees, 98% are Angolese. So we are really contributing to Angola. We're working very, very well hand in hand with the Ministry of Transport of Angola, with the Port of Lobito and the CFB. And I want this to continue. Our tagline is very simple, but for me, it's very important. It's one line, one team. And that's exactly what I want to drive over here, is this one line, one team spirit.